Hello, this is Mary Beth Ryko, Accounts Payable Specialist, and this video is all about tips, tricks, and what's new for accounts payable. If you have any questions about the things we talk about today, please give us a call or email. We'd love to hear from you. On the agenda today is what's new, fillable forms, what's new, de minimis gifts, reminders, catering meals, and light refreshments. We will also review preschool and elementary teacher supply allocation, first continuing contract supplies allocation, postage, workshop observation travel requests, travel expense vouchers, and other miscellaneous items. All of this information is on the Business Services Employee Resources webpage, along with all of the forms we will discuss today. What's new? Fillable forms. All of our accounts payable forms now have fillable fields. The new forms may be found on our district website under Business Services Employee Resources. You may download the forms that you use and keep a copy on your computer to fill out as needed. These forms will need to be printed and signed, and hard copy originals along with original receipts will be submitted to accounts payable. What's new? De minimis gifts. The per-person limit for de minimis gifts has been raised to $50 per year, and team building activities are also allowed. When submitting receipts for de minimis gifts, participant names must be provided. Nominal items are preferred over gift cards, for example, flowers, plaques, mugs, or snacks meals. For staff appreciation, catering meals and light refreshments form must be completed for all food purchases. There must be no opportunity for students to purchase illegal substances, and students may not be included in team building activities. These are typically purchased with admin MOU funds in Program 0191, which must be approved by the Assistant Superintendent of Business and Operations. Catering meals and light refreshments, found under policy number 3600. Approval is required prior to any district commitment, and meals or refreshments must be approved by an administrator above the requester. For example, business secretary prepares the form and principal approves. If the principal prepares the form, then an administrator above will need to approve. Meals and refreshments are approved for special situations or occasions where the meal or light refreshments contribute to the effectiveness of the event. Meals may be provided for events that occur during normal meal hours, and it's not convenient for the participants to make individual arrangements to eat. Please make sure to include purpose, participant list, and why it is an integral part of the meeting. Reminder, if meals are provided during a regular meal period, the justification should include the reason why the meeting had to be held during mealtime. Submit itemized receipts listing the meal items purchased to accounts payable with the catering meals and light refreshments form attached. To help in planning your meals and to plan for expenses, and to help accounts payable in tracking payments, we have added a section to the form to enter your planned event costs and vendor information. We do not need this form for food purchased as nominal incentives such as candy or gum, food purchased for resale at the Cove or Food and Nutrition Services, for food purchased as part of curriculum such as science projects or life skills classes, for food purchased for students at approved ASB activities, or for meals obtained in travel status, or for food purchased with personal funds. Preschool and elementary teacher supply allocation. Preschool and elementary teachers receive an allocation of $200 each year for the purchase of supplies and supplementary materials. The account code for this allocation is 0100275615 and your school's account location. It is important to fill out the FTE portion of this form. This is to verify the full-time or part-time status of the teacher and to make sure that the dollars allocated for reimbursement are correct. For example, if the teacher works 0.5 FTE, they would receive $100. It is your responsibility to track how much each teacher spends on a spreadsheet so they don't go over their allocated amount. Original itemized receipts are required with this reimbursement form. Please encourage teachers to submit their reimbursement requests earlier in the school year. This helps to avoid delays in reimbursements and also helps you to maintain an accurate building budget by avoiding large expenses at the end of the school year. We can process allocation reimbursements anytime throughout the school year. First continuing contract supplies allocation. First continuing contract teachers receive $300 to be reimbursed for instructional materials and supplies. First continuing contract elementary teachers may also receive $200 for preschool and elementary teacher supply allocation. Use account code 0100275618. No location code is required. First continuing supplies allocation will be reimbursed on one form per employee and must be turned in by May 31st of that year and include original itemized receipts. Postage. Southside schools, Glenwood, Hillcrest, Homelink, Skyline, and Lake Stevens Middle School will continue using the postage machine at Cavallaro Mid-High. When you use the postage machine, please use your school's location code. Postage will be reconciled and charged quarterly, November, February, May, and August, to the budget. When traveling out of state, use the workshop observation travel request form and obtain prior approval. For other travel, you may continue to use your own travel request form. Out-of-state travel requires superintendent approval and board notification. If you need information regarding reasonable rates for travel, please refer to www.gsa.gov for out-of-state travel and ofm.wa.gov for in-state travel. Out-of-state travel should be requested at least 45 days in advance. Use request form 3050F-1. Submit first to your principal or department head, then to the administrator, and finally to the superintendent. At least 7 days prior, request form with approval or denial will be returned. Once travel is complete, submit a travel expense voucher for any expenses to be reimbursed. Attach the requested form 3050F-1 and original itemized receipts and submit to accounts payable. Travel expense voucher. Use object code 8580 for mileage reimbursement. Mileage rates are set according to the IRS guidelines and update each January. Each year, Business Services will update the travel expense voucher form on the website to the new rate, so remember to download the new form in January. The form provided will calculate the approved mileage for travel between school buildings. Please use this mileage chart for accuracy. Each trip entered on the voucher requires a purpose of trip. Please submit mileage requests monthly. And finally, here are a few reminders we would like to note. Please ask your vendors to email all invoices to payables@lkstevens.wednet.edu. We will then print and route them to you for approval. This will help us to make prompt payment. When you send in an invoice for payment, please make sure that it has the correct PO number and your signature or initials. If there is no PO number, the invoice will need an account code and the signature from your administrator. Please send all paperwork at the same time, the invoice and packing slip, and PO if you are closing the PO. Please check the Business Services calendar for accounts payable due dates. And most importantly, thanks for all that you do, and we welcome any questions that come up.